Hi friends, this is Gail O'Neill, and I teach stamping. I hope you enjoy. So tonight, Fran has picked the technique, and it's bleaching. So I didn't do them the same, but the demonstrator, and I believe she's French, Elo Stamp, Elostamp, and she does her lives also on Facebook. So these were two of the cards. I changed them. I'm not sure if I changed this one too much, but I think I did my sayings different. So let me show you how we do these. And I have a stack of samples. A stack. But you get to see them later. You know the deal. And then some other ones that, can't see that yet. So here are some of the ones, and this technique also works on when I did my ink swiping. This is with our new sprinkles. I did one. I didn't make a card out of it. This was ink swiping. So, I mean, I have a ton of backgrounds. This was also the mini, what are they called? Ink spots when I did those. So these were ones that I played with, and this is what I'm really going to show you tonight. But you can do it with anything. You can also just take your aqua pen and just put your color down that way. So some of these are very dark, but I was playing a little differently. And then I put a stack somewhere, and I said, where'd they all go? So then I ended up making more. So there's really a lot. So I'm going to show you a couple how she did it. I did some of them with a plastic bag, so it just depends on what's easier for you. It's called Play, Play, Play. So she used cling wrap. I might have to shut my fan off. Yeah, I think I do. Yeah, hold on one second. We'll see if that helps. So she used markers. She put her sheet down and then put her cling wrap or saran wrap, whichever brand you want to use. I'm using Shimmer White, is what I found had the best results. Let's see, we'll do purple. Purple. I have so many markers out. Poppy Parade. No, purple, pink, and yeah, I don't know. What's this one? Mango Melody. Let's see how that looks. Okay, so all she did was just colored across in a line. And sometimes these were like too light for me. I wanted them a little darker. And then when I tried doing a couple other things, they came out too dark. My first ones were the best ones. I think the more you do it, the worse it gets. This is going to be, meh, maybe it'll be all right. We'll see what that comes out. I don't think that's 3 colors I did. Okay, so then you just move that aside. Whoa. Then you take your aqua painter with water in it, and she did dots. So I'm going to do it just like she did. And I'm doing 6. Sometimes I did 5. I don't know what was better. And it's kind of like ink smushing. Okay, so let me quickly get this just so you can see, if you can, what those dots look like. And then, oops, you have to hit it on the water. But she did smush. Alright, that one didn't get enough, but it'll still be fine. Because nothing is actually wrong. No two will ever be the same. Trust me. Okay, and that can be reused. And then the best thing to really do is set it aside and let them dry. So I'm going to put that one aside, and we'll try another color. This time I'll use a piece of watercolor paper so you can see the difference. So we'll do blue, blue, and blue. I think I did like the bag better because you have more control. Oh, wrong blue. I meant to do the other one. But it's okay. It's okay. Okay, so these 3 colors were Blueberry Bushel, Night and Navy, and Pacific Point. I think I'm going to spread it this time and see what happens. Because I can't do the same thing over and over. I just can't. So this might be too much water, but we're going to find out. I'm going to spread it a little bit. Okay. And then I'm going to leave it for a second. I think this is going to be a good one. Except there's a lot of water under there. So I'm going to be blotting some up. But I like when it gets some of those little lines in there if they stay. And you'll see on one of my samples what I'm talking about. It was pretty cool. They're not going to stay. Okay, this was a pretty good one. So I'm not really blotting it, I'm just absorbing the extra liquid. Otherwise it totally picks up the color. So I'll show you how they dry at the end. Okay, so that's basically how you put the color down. But of course, if you wanted to do just a wash, you could do that. Let's grab some. This and whoa, Blueberry Bushel. Oh, I got plenty of that one. So you could just, and I think really if you're a demonstrator and you want to do this with customers, this is probably your best bet. Or putting some drops down on your, on a block, or, you know, on a piece like that. But it's going to be much faster to do that than faster and probably easier and neater. That's just my suggestion. I know I think Fran was looking to do this with her customers. So if you want to do it with 3 colors, you could do it with 3 colors, but this is with 2, and then give them a napkin to, you know, clean their color in between. But that's what I would do, because that comes out pretty without the mess of the cling wrap. But that's how Elo Stamp, however you pronounce her name. So I'm going to put that, and you can dry it with the dryer. Okay, so let me show you some that I played with some of the backgrounds that I had. So the seahorse, that was bleached out, and you could also color these in. Now this one was on the ink spots I did. Now this, I did it on both sides. This is our new, what's it called? Rococo Rose. So when I bleached it, I didn't do all. I left some of the color in there, and I just like the way that looked. And different color cardstock is going to bleach different. Now also, if you notice on this one, see how the ink bleached out? Doesn't look bad, but that stays on. This one is, where'd it go? Because that's what I'm using tonight, and it better be here. Ta-da! This one is VersaFine pigment ink, and it really did work better. Now, not all of them did this, so I don't know if when I was doing it, if maybe it didn't dry enough, if I went to it too soon. I don't know. If my, well, sometimes my bleach had been sitting out for a couple hours, so I don't know if that makes a difference. So here's another one, and this was ink swiping with the leftover on the baby wipe, and I, you know, curled it up. So this one I embossed, and I didn't bleach it out totally and didn't make a card yet, obviously. Okay, so this one I colored. Now I started a color with watercolor pencils, and it was starting to pill the paper. So then I went in with blends, and I didn't do shading or anything, I just colored. And it really didn't make anything run, as long as you're not really dragging the blends over the ink. So it can work. Now I've done it on colored cardstock where I emboss and then we bleach. You know, I don't put ink on it, and then we color it in, and I usually do it with the pads and some glycerin, and that goes over really nicely and you can shade. And then this one, and I'll finish also, and what's really funny is if your bleach isn't totally dry, and you can see it right there, when you put your color on, it starts to bleach. Now I was using gray, and it started to turn like blue immediately. It was really funny. So I had to hit it with the dryer, and I didn't go over that too much more. But so that's coloring it in, and this looks like it's going to need maybe that tree and then a saying. But we have some, you know, you have to use a lined stamp. So where'd I put it? We're going to start with this one. So this is one of my ink swipe. And let me just put something under here to make it easier. Okay, so we're going to use the VersaFine. I do have my pad under there. What is the matter with you? It only happens with this stamp. It happened when I first did it too. That's better. Just one more spot. I don't want to put too much ink on it. Okay, so I'm going to set this one aside and we're going to do the next one. So what I've been doing is just kind of wiping it, but also if this is our new cleaning pad, so you could take this, put that on, then you wipe it off with the towel, and then I take my spritzer and spritz it and wipe it off. So when they say rinse it off, you do not have to take it to the sink, because that's what I heard some people are doing, but you don't. And I've cleaned a lot of my older stamps, so it comes out pretty good. It's still going to leave a little bit of stain. Alright, so that one can go to the side, and we'll do the other one. So I have this one in blues. Oh, I gotta take that out. Yep. That's good. It's good, but I'm going to give it a little extra. Okay. So now with the rubber stamps, I do them a little different. And I kind of wipe it. Oh, where's the thing? Oh, I don't need the... Oh, I'm not using Stays-On, so I don't really need the Stays-On cleaner. So you can use this or your other little pad. Just some water. Okay. All right, so this and this can go. Okay, so find yourself something sturdy to put your Clorox in. I was using, you know, those little plastic dishes I was using for coloring? Well, they tipped over 3 different times until I could find where I had put that. So I hope this is dry. I'm going to hit it with the blower just... Okay, so our brushes are not really fine. We have a medium and a small, but this is a fine point, and I think you can find that in Michael's or AC Moore. So nothing is in the inside, although I think there was a little bit of water left. But you'll see the magic start to happen. But you want the fine point, because even though it's not going to bleach the black, you still want to color in, and you're going to want to get close to the line without, you know, going over. But it does go pretty fast depending on what you're coloring. I found this very relaxing to do. Now, she was blotting as she went. I don't see why, unless you're putting down too much bleach. It's magic. So I kind of went in and, you know, did like a fast, and then went back for some other spots. But when I got down to her bottom of her dress, that's where the fun began. Because then I just kind of whisked. So I really wanted that to feather. Alright, so we're going to see how that lifts, and I'm going to go back and get a little closer on some of the other spots. And like I said, if you really want to go in and color it after it's totally dry, and you can also take and speed it up by drying it. And I think I didn't do her flowers. I mean, you could. Okay, we will. So there she is. You could make the dress even longer. Now this is going to get even lighter as it dries. Okay, so I'm going to put her aside, and we're going to bring in our horsey. And he was actually faster than she was. But I love the sparkle of the, or I should say the shimmer of the shimmery white. And I know people have said they put, you know, bleach inside their aqua painters, but for this technique I wouldn't, because of the chance of too much flowing out. And you don't want to use a regular paintbrush unless it's got, I think that this is nylon or something. You don't want hair, because, you know, like the real expensive brushes, or you're going to be crying that you put that in bleach. And this one, believe it or not, I really have not washed it, and it's been fine. Because I'm a lazy stamper. Just saying. Unless I'm using somebody else's stuff. So there's the horse. And I'll even be, well, maybe not. What'd I do with the brush with water in it? Here it is. So I'll put some water down, and oh, I could have used my spray bottle and rinse that off. And then I'm going to bring in some of the goodies. So we've got the Let It Ride. I could even bleach her a little bit. I think that's where the orange was. But here is the card finished. And I could actually, because I did cut everything for it. So, does somebody want to get this? I could pick a winner and send it out. Anybody interested? Whoa. See, if I look up, I can't stamp. I can't do nothing. I can't chew gum and walk. This has to go longer. I gotta make that longer. But I can do that after. And that one I popped up, so I guess I'll pop this one up too. Alright, for those of you that this is your first time watching me, you're in for like a little treat here. Anybody want to tell them how many I use? A lot. And sometimes I put 3 across. But then there's my trick to get them all off. It does have to be supported, Fran. Just like our boobs. We don't want them falling. Okay. And then that's for the Let It Ride. I guess I don't have to make her. Oh, and I should have done this before. Okay. So, let's see how perfect I can do it. could bring my trimmer out. No, I want it there. It's black against black, like, who's gonna see that it's not even? You guys. Okay. It really does go to the end. Okay, and then I'll fancy her up later, but that's quick. And there's the one that was finished. And then this was the card, but this one I planned a little bit different. So, and black just worked for the backing for all the cards that I did, and I'm going to bring them as soon as I put this one together. And your card is going to be a little bit warped, so you do want to use a good strong tape. This one I did flat. Oops. Like I've been drinking more than, whoa, coffee. My coffee almost went over. Okay, and this one I wanted to cover up that, and I should have just stamped it without it, but it's too hard. So I'm going to do that. And that, and then pop them up. So there it is. There's the two different ones. Okay, now for her, for some of the other ones that I got done. Here's one. And I didn't do the insides of any of them. Surprise, surprise. Here's our guy card. I love him. And sometimes it doesn't bleach pure white. It's got like a little yellowish tint to it. But he's so cute. And then this one, because I used a full sheet, I was just cleaning my desk before the live, and these are left over from my last live that were laying here. So I just like threw them on, and it worked. But they're so cute. And the turtle. Now this one bleached, and I kind of went over it with a pen, but my lines are a little shaky, if you can see that. So now using the VersaFine, much better. This one I went over also. It kind of bleached out. But that would be them. Let me get rid of the bleach before I ruin everything. And I'm going to bring everything back. Of course, there's so many, they're not going to fit in the camera. Maybe they will. And then that one, Well, they're not all gonna fit. It's all right. So thanks for joining me tonight. All you new guys, I hope you enjoyed. And I am on twice a week. So on Sundays and Wednesdays. So I will be back on Wednesday with, you know my motto, I don't know what, but it'll be something. Good night, everybody. Thanks for joining me.